Well, good evening, and hope you're doing well as you get ready for the Christmas season. William or Will Gunner here, doing a little mental health talk. Like we're on like volume 5 or 6 now, and kind of going back to one that's kind of a core value that I'm trying to learn right now, and that is patience. Learning patience. And my goodness, am I trying to learn that because, as some of you know, I'm dealing with kidney disease and put out some videos, put out one recently on my health and an update on that. And, one thing about this disease is there's a lot that I can't control. I can control my dialysis. There are things certainly I can't control. I can control not smoking cigarettes or cigars, which apparently is really bad for me. I can control drinking. And I can control, where I travel and what I do that impacts how I physically feel, but I can't run out tomorrow or before Christmas and get a new kidney. That's not how it works. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm set to go to, I got a doctor's appointment at Prisma. I'm going to be here in Lexington instead of Greenville, but I have an appointment to try and get on the kidney list. And quite frankly, I'm going to have to kind of wait this thing out. I'm going to have to be patient. And I got some quotes tonight that over the last few weeks I've picked up, and I want to share them with you. If you're struggling, if things are bothering you as we hit the Christmas season, it's a stressful time. It's supposed to be a great time, but we make it stressful. Slide up on you a little bit there. We have a tendency to make it stressful. Move the camera up a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Doing my own production. Um, we make it stressful. We worry about too much, and we don't enjoy family. We don't enjoy our kids. We don't enjoy the time we get together, the meals we have together, the friendships and bonds we have. And so, if you're in a questionable place right now, number one, talk to somebody. Have a conversation. Don't ever be afraid to talk. I always say that I'm learning. You're talking to somebody again whose mother passed away when they were 9 years old, who's been to counseling, gone to counseling recently again, and discussed some things that have happened in 2025 to me. And it's a good thing. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to hide. I'm not going to sit here and share with you what we're talking in counseling, but it's nothing to hide. Having a life coach or having a counselor, things of that nature are perfectly acceptable. But I have some quotes as I've been doing more and more reading, more and more studying, and trying to improve myself at age 43. I figure all of a sudden I'm young. I don't know why. It has taken this little incident to make me feel young, but now I feel young. I realize by the time that I get this over with, done and over with, I'm still going to be young. I'm going to live a long time. But let's start with something. A lot of this is coming from a church sermon that I heard. Um, a good buddy of mine, Trevor Miller, at Mount Horeb Church, preached some of this. And I'm going to not try and get too religious on you. Some of it is a little religious, but I wanted to be more about your mental health and about how you're feeling. And so I start with a quote from Christine Kane, and it says, "Sometimes when you're in a dark place, you feel like you've been buried, but you've actually been planted." Now, there's a difference, right? When we're struggling, when things are happening. I know, when I went through my divorce back in 2017, man, I felt, I guess it's kind of the same analogy. I felt like I was in the ocean. And if you've ever been in the ocean when you were a little kid, you got knocked over by a wave and you're trying to get up and you're just not strong enough at that age. And another wave crashes on top of you and the surf is kind of keeping you down. You keep rolling around, you're trying to get up, another wave crashes on top of you and you don't feel like you can come up for air. And I felt like that. And so I saw this quote and I thought, that now you're talking about the ground being buried and being planted. Being planted means you can grow. You can grow from this. You're going to sprout out of the ground. Sunlight's going to make you grow. Happiness is going to make you grow. You're going to learn from whatever you're in right now. And you have to take it that way. You have to, whatever is pushing you down right now, whether you're single and it's Christmas and you wish you had somebody, whether it's the loss of a loved one, it's gonna push you. It's gonna help you. And it sounds crazy. It sounds wild, but maybe that person that passed away or whatever, there's great memories to be had. And then you take those great memories and you say, I want to use that with my friends, my family, my kids, so that they remember me in a great light. And that's growing from it. That's not easy. If you watch this whenever you think, how do you do that? It takes time. But if you're in a dark place and you feel like you're buried and you're never going to get out, that's not true. Maybe you've been planted. You've probably been planted and you're going to grow. You're going to sprout and you're going to be beautiful from it, but you've got to take it that way. You've got to have that kind of attitude. Um, and that leads me to my next point. Um, and this is again from Trevor, but we are conditioned to hate the wait. We don't like, you're talking to the worst one. I'm the leader. I'm the train conductor. Hate waiting. And I talked a little bit about that one of the previous ones about us waiting, as kids, having to wait on Christmas Day till Christmas Day for Christmas presents, having to wait things. And we're conditioned to hate the wait. And it sucks. Man, it sucks, right? For me, this is awful. And I just kind of brought it up. Like things could be a lot worse. They really, truly, truly could be. But I hate waiting. I hate knowing that it's probably going to be at least a year. But we're conditioned to hate the wait, and we have to learn to battle through that. We have to learn to grow as people, and you have to kind of be patient and realize that waiting is a good thing, that it improves us. And that brings me to another quote that I have found, and I don't know who to attribute this to, but it says, "You cannot lose when it is your time to win. You cannot lose when it is your time to win. When it is your time to win is not determined by you. It is determined by God. Not me, not anyone else. I don't determine when I win. Times and seasons all belong to God, and He will determine when I win." And I'll be honest. I'll be honest about me. For the last 9 years, I've won. I've had a great life. Post divorce, I'm proud of myself. I've had a great life. I've had a great job. I've got great friends. I've won. And right now I got a little health issue. But my time to win is coming again, and the good Lord will decide that. And wherever you stand in your religious beliefs, know that God is there for you. Know that the Lord is there for you. And know that if you're losing, if you feel you're losing right now, your time is coming. Your time will be here. But you got to learn to wait it out. You got to learn to not hate the wait. Without unhappiness, we don't truly know. Without unhappiness, we don't truly know what happiness is. How do you really know if you're happy if you haven't been through unhappiness? And I don't want anybody to be depressed. It's not the goal. But if you haven't been depressed, if you haven't truly been down, if you've not truly been down, how do you truly know what happiness is? What true happiness is? Just having your kids. For me, it's just having my kids around. They're at an age now where I don't. We don't. They don't. They're 16 and 13. They'll always need me. They'll always need dad, but they don't need me like they used to. I don't have to make sure they're not sticking their finger in a electrical outlet or doing something really dumb. They can handle their own. And so even when they're here and Austin's playing PlayStation and Ansley's hanging out in a room, it just makes me happy. It makes me happy having my family. And I've realized that's true happiness. And I can't say that as great as my last 9 years were, as much fun as I've had, that I understood that. So if you're down, if you're depressed, it's okay. God's going to help you win. The Lord is going to help you win, but it's on His time. And if you're like me and you're like, oh man, when is my time? I need my time to be now. It's not how it works. And one final thing, or kind of in line with this, if you're down, just know that no good story happens from things going right in life. No good story happens from things going right. The greatest gifts in life do not happen from the plans that you make. They are in the detours. When life goes sideways, that's what develops the greatest gifts. And as I sit here and I have this kidney disease and I'm impatient, I'm ready to get back to living a certain way, this is a gift to me to learn. It's a true gift to be able to appreciate life. It's a true gift to see my kids in a different perspective, to see my friends in a different perspective, to look around at the house that I own, to see my family, to know what it was on Thanksgiving. It was my grandmother, myself, and the two kids. It was the five of us. And in years past, I would have been like, boy, got to deal with the family. And this year was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. And that's a gift. And it's in a detour. It's coming a detour. Because I can tell you this, if I felt healthy, if I was healthy, if I wasn't going through this, I can't tell you that I would have felt that way. This is a detour in my life. Lord knows it's not one I ever wanted to take. But I wasn't buried. I was planted. And now I'm growing. And the greatest gift I'm getting is the ability to be young at 43 and to hopefully have this great life in front of me. To get this out of the way and live another 40 years, make it to my 80s, make it to my 80s. And because this happened, I got the gift to enjoy the next 40 years in a totally different view. And I hope tonight as you watch or whenever you watch this video, I hope this resonates with you. That as we sit here at Christmas and maybe we struggle a little bit, that you don't see it as woe is me, that I'm a victim or that you're a victim. You see it for what it is, a gift. Because if you don't realize what being down is, how do you realize what being up is? How do you truly feel it in your heart? And you know what? That all leads back to something we got to have to get there. It's patience, because it doesn't come on our time. I can't snap my fingers and go to Prisma tomorrow and have a new kidney on Saturday and get to enjoy Christmas parties the way I would have. That's probably a good thing. I don't get to take this catheter out of my abdomen Sunday and start living a regular life on Monday. I got to be patient. But I'm not buried. I'm planted. And from this, I'm growing. I just got to be patient with it. Unless there's a plant out there that I'm unaware of, and I'm not, whatever the word is for it, but I'm not a plant person. A plant doesn't grow overnight. So remember, if this is a detour in your life, it's great. It's a gift. Remember that your time is coming. The Lord will decide that. Take this as a chance to develop yourself, to develop your patience, to become a better person, to appreciate what you have, to appreciate the people you have more. If you do that, if you take time, if you take 5 minutes every day, 10 minutes, and you just sit around and you just sit there happy for the people that you have in your life. And if you think you don't have anybody, that's not true. You got great friends, maybe you have family, maybe you got coworkers. Take time to appreciate that and have a little patience. Your time's coming. My time's coming. My time to bounce back is coming. So there's a little mental health talk tonight. I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Fire's hot. I got to be done. But I'll do another one next week. Y'all have a Merry Christmas, a great evening, and take care of yourself.